All right, guys, I'm going to give you a tour of the new setup. They're checking it out, trying to figure out where they're moving to. So right now we don't have enough material. We don't have enough material to get the whole thing done. So we're kind of doing it in stages, and we're switching it around so that they can come up to the barn now. Because we finished that bottom side. And we also have some pretty intense weather coming through. And we got storms and some like 30-mile-an-hour winds coming. And so we wanted them to be able to get in the barn and have access to the windbreak and the overhead cover. So we're supposed to get probably 3 or 4 inches of rain. So we'll see. Hopefully that changes. So right now we're trying to introduce them to the new path, show them what they have available. We just called them up from the new paddock now. I'm expecting her to roll in this sand. I don't know if she will or not. I'm really excited about giving them the sand as the different terrain for their hoof growth, and also for them to have a place to lay down. So they checked out the barn, and now they're head back down. So hold on a second, I'm gonna crawl in here, and we're gonna check them out running down to the field. Around the corner, there they go. There they are. So again, under another fence. And then they're back around down to. This was quite an ordeal to get this all moved around. Ideally, at the end of this, the point is for it to be simple, not time-consuming. This is supposed to decrease our workload while maintaining our grass and not just throwing our horses out here. Probably in the next video, I'm going to share with y'all some of the discussions I had with our farrier from our last visit a couple days ago. And we have some good concrete goals with their hoof maintenance and care. And we're going to be documenting that a little more closely so that we can see what the effects are. And then going into winter, how that changes their hoof care, as well as changing their management out here in the pasture. So one of the things that's neat is the farrier comes and she only sees Georgia, the bay mare, only every 6 weeks. Right now we've been on a 6-week schedule because she's had some white line in 2 of her hooves that we had resolved and ended up coming back. But she noticed that Georgia did look thinner, that there was a bit of a separation between her hind and her barrel. So that's encouraging just to hear from somebody who doesn't see her quite as much, that we are seeing a bit of improvement in her body score. Sorry, we're trying to move around equipment right now since we've got this storm coming through. We're trying to make sure everything's under cover. So real quick, I'm losing daylight here, but I just wanted, before the rain came, to show kind of how everyone was doing. And I've been really pleased with Georgia because, hey, sweet love. Hey, sweetie, you're being spicy today. So right here, she has really decreased her fat pad back there, and she no longer has the bump right there on her hind end. I can feel her ribs, so that's also improvement. And then right here in this line, you can see here, that's where we saw a bit of improvement. Now she's got a big old belly on her. I'm interested to do a DNA on her because she's a big horse. She's not tall, but she is a big horse. And then Stormy, looking good as always, my beautiful girl. And our pony girl. Storm, are you gonna act up? There's Daisy girl, looking good. the fat ridge on her neck is looking much, much thinner from when we got her in May. She also is not having any kind of ridge here. I can feel her ribs nicely. And then where these more metabolic horses, they get that fat ridge on their neck, and she had kind of a floppy fat ridge here, you can see, but it has decreased substantially since we've managed her. Now Roxy here, she's been out here about 3 weeks, and we've seen a little bit of weight gain. You can still see her ribs, and hoping to see a little bit of an increase in her top line with some of the different terrain and movement that it takes for them to get around here. So I'm going to show you quick what we've done, and then I've got to go help get everything ready. But I've decided I needed one of those shirts that says easily distracted by horses, because that is the most true statement. I get lost out here and time just goes, and I'm over here doing stuff that I'm good stuff to be doing, but just not what is necessarily the priority. So you can see we have a little bit of manure here, and a lot of that is from them. Hope this isn't like making y'all dizzy. A lot of that is from them eating down this path because it's a new path. So we are conflicted on whether or not we want to rest these trails. Right now we have 5 paddocks, and I will share our paddock layout soon. I've got a preliminary draft up that's color coordinated that kind of shows what we're kind of long-term vision, what we're after. But so we have 5 paddocks with a flex paddock, and so here we go. We gave them a little turnaround down there. They really like going down here. I'm excited to give them the woods, but they were down here in the creek. I don't know if it's too dark for me to show you the creek. But we're trying to decide if we need to give the trails a rest. Now, I want to put mulch and sand and gravel and pebbles and different things along the way. Oh yeah, this is nice. Let's see the creek. So, real small creek spot here. Movement in the water, so it's not stagnant. And they can come down here. So they used to be able to come up here, and then this was the hill we were having trouble with, we thought, because of the sharp turn and the distance. It turned out to be the goat fence. And honestly, now I can't remember if I explained that in a previous video, but so this was the trail they were going down. Ideally, they're still going to be able to run this circle. I want them to have a continuous circle to run versus having to stop, turn around, and go back. So that Premier One fencing right there is where the goats are. And then they were going past, and then there's the tree up there that they were hanging out. I'm a bit of a bleeding heart, so I didn't want them with just tree cover for the rain. So we decided to rearrange them tonight and give them the overhead structure for the rain. And if they don't want to use it, they're welcome to use the trees down here. But their water stations are now moved to the barn and the creek. So we'll see if we decide to isolate each paddock and have them use that individually, and then allow there to be rest when the pasture is resting around each of the 5 paddocks. The trails around them rest as well. I would like to see them open so that they have more trail to run. We can utilize it as a road and riding space. But right now, like I said, we don't have the supplies for that, and we're kind of growing into this concept. And so we'll see. We'll kind of play with that and see what happens. I'd like to see them not hanging out on the trail, eating quite so much. So I think that we'll see less wear on the trails when there's more trails. That theory may not work. It may be that less time on the trails and more rest on the trails is better. We may have to trial and error that one. So there's that. So we block that off now. And then I'm gonna come back up here, show you the rest of the trail to get up to the barn. And then I think I'm gonna be out of daylight. So here we go. This is back where we were. And then the good news is I get my steps in too, because I don't know if I need to work on my top line, but it's definitely good exercise. So we got the halter out to bring Georgia and show her where this trail led. But did you see how they all alerted to the movement? I love that. I love watching the herd dynamic. It's probably one of my most favorite things about having them. It's like the more horses I get, the more I want, so I can watch the complexities of the herd morph and change and grow. So anyway, we thought we were gonna have to lead them and show them where to go. But that's the cool thing, is like, as this has grown, they have started to understand the process. They line up for new pasture. When we open up the gate, they come right through. So here they are, right where I left them. Ooh, that was fast. Sorry, I'll slow down. Eating away. They rested a lot today. It was oddly hot for an overcast day. So we opened this up right here, and they just moved out like they'd run this trail 100 times. So that was really cool. And they're getting used to the tight paths. So here's this. This is one of our farm roads. We try to do driving on the same paths. That way we don't overdo the compaction. And then they're gonna follow this road up. And then this was another one of the turns that I was a little worried about, which further shows me that it was not the sharp turn down at the bottom that was causing them hesitation. It was the Premier One goat fencing. So back to where we started. We have a small section of sand. The tape on the outer part is actually where the riding area goes. We just haven't sanded that all in yet. So I didn't want them eating that super short grass. And then they can come on through here and then back up to the barn. So they've got a nice cozy windbreak and overhead shelter, some good gravel and sand for changing terrain and ground. And there we are. All right.